Happy Sunday, guys. What's up? Welcome into another episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Perrault at Sports Talk Matt, to follow me across all socials. This podcast being brought to you by our friends at OmahaSteaks.com. Yes, the semi-annual sale is still going on right now at OmahaSteaks.com. Promo code JUICE in the search bar gets you $30 off your order at OmahaSteaks.com. Okay, so 2-2. It's been a flat, kind of a bummer middle part of October, November, right? So not going too hot, but not going awful either. So we went flat 1-1 Friday, 2-2 on Saturday, and now we go into Sunday. So reminder about the live stream that we're going to hit you guys with at 9 a.m. Pacific time, noon Eastern. Myself and Pat Fitzmaurice are going to be joining you, breaking down this incredibly ugly card. This is, man alive, I'm not a huge fan of this card. I'm going to be totally honest, and I'm not going to go too heavy. There aren't many player props that I like just because of the quarterbacks who are playing. This is a very difficult week, so I'm not even sure who I would take for Survivor. I mean, I guess you take the Cleveland Browns. They're up to 13.5-point favorites now. I mean, it's incredible. So I guess that's who you would take for that for Survivor. I guess that's who I'll roll with myself, but tough deal when it comes to picking with that. Speaking of picking games, by the way, I'll give you an update after this week on Tuesday as to who is leading our Splash Sports pick contest, 7 games straight up every single week. The leader last week, I think the handle was Ghost80. I think they had gotten 11 games wrong in total. So through 8 weeks, through 56 plays, I think there were 44. Yeah, there were 44 and 12. That was the record that was leading. So if you're right there, maybe you get a couple $1,000s out of it. So we'll see what happens with that. I'll give you a full update after we complete week number 9 here in the NFL. But noon Eastern on the BettingPros YouTube channel. Join myself and Pat Fitzmaurice. We'll break down all the late line movements, all the late start and scratches for the game, and I'll give you my player props, plus the Wong teaser will be given out then as well. Okay, so I have got 3 plays in football and 1 play in hockey. Last night, I went 5-4 because of the Penguins game. They scored 10 goals. They won 10-2. Amazingly enough, the Sharks scored 2 goals. Second time all year. They scored 2 goals, but they gave up 10. They've given up 20 goals in the last 2 games. I cannot wait to see what the total is going to be for the sports books in their next game. 7.5. I mean, it might be 7.5. Like, you just never see that, but it might be 7.5 in a hockey game. It might even be 8. I don't know. It's going to be awesome. I mean, if you're like a FanDuel won't go to solid numbers. They go 5.5, 6.5. They're going to go to 7.5. And then the next move is 8.5. I mean, they simply do not stop anybody. I mean, the goals, it's like watching an air hockey game. It's ridiculous. The puck's bouncing off weird angles, going in the net. It's crazy to watch. But that let me actually have a winning day. I gave you 9 plays last night. I went 5-4. I got plus money on the Penguins on the puck line. So I had a winning day personally, but on the podcast officially, we went 2-2. We got Alabama right. We got Oklahoma State right. That game went over. We got that right. Iowa State wrong, which is a double whammy because Iowa State they haven't won their more than 5th game yet because they lost the game outright. So we'll see what happens as we go forward with this with Iowa State. But I don't know what I'm going to do next week with Iowa State because they might lose out, but I don't think that they will. I don't know. I tried it once. Maybe I won't try it again. I don't know. I don't want to keep on losing betting Iowa State. Clearly, I'm not seeing Iowa State well at the moment. And then USC, man, that defense is just, the Sharks' defense is bad, and USC's defense is really bad. I mean, man alive. Just got schooled by Washington. They had numerous opportunities, I thought, to make a stop and get a play, and then even driving late, a chance to push it down by 10. If they got a touchdown there, we would have pushed on the 3, but we lost that one. So 2-2. Okay, let's get into this. I wasn't going to make this official because I don't know if I'm going to get this to the lot of you because the game kicks off at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. But since we're falling back and we're gaining an hour of sleep, I thought, okay, I'm going to make it official because I think you guys are going to get the podcast maybe a little bit earlier than normal because most of our body clocks won't be adjusted yet to daylight savings. So I think a lot of you will get this, even on the West Coast. I think a lot of you guys will get this play. So I'm taking the Dolphins plus 1.5. Here is why. I think this Chiefs team has some really big problems. I'm not going to play the whole Tyreek Hill revenge game angle. I don't think that's too much of a big deal, but I do think they're going to get some valuable information about picks and plays, about how to stop Travis Kelce and how to contain Travis Kelce. And I think getting Jalen Ramsey back for this game is monstrous to shut down the passing attack. The Chiefs went over there late. They went over there Thursday into Friday, and that didn't work out well for the Bills. So I don't know what to make of the Chiefs here on the road against Miami. And it's in Germany. I lean towards the under in this game, but I can't play it because, I mean, who knows what's going to happen? It could be incredibly high scoring. I think Tyreek Hill is going to light up this defense. I think Tyreek Hill in the passing attack, I think Tua is going to be able to pick apart this defense for the Chiefs. And I don't think this Chiefs offense is going to be able to keep up. They just don't have the explosive players that they've had in years past. They're still a very good team. But I think in the secondary, they're going to have a problem stopping the Dolphins. And I think the Dolphins are going to win this game. I'm going to take the 1.5 points, though. Miami plus 1.5 for 1.1 units. It's a very early game over in Germany for me. I'll miss probably the first quarter, probably get up at 7 a.m., but I'm taking Miami at plus 1.5 here. I do lean towards the under in the game because I do think the Chiefs offense is going to stall out in this game. I don't think they score a ton of points, but I'm going to take Miami plus 1.5 here for 1.1 units. I don't hate a money line play either. Second play, a lot of AFC East bets this week. Patriots at home against the Washington Commanders. So the Patriots have played well at home against the Philadelphia Eagles, the Miami Dolphins, and beat the Buffalo Bills. Now, they lost to Miami, they lost to Philadelphia, but they lost by 7 and they lost by 5, and they beat Buffalo by 4. Yes, they were annihilated by New Orleans by 34 points, but generally at home, the Patriots have been pretty good. Okay? They play well at home. Defensively, they play better. And this is a relatively inexperienced quarterback in Sam Howell going up against a very good defense, even without the best players for the Patriots who have been hurt in Christian Gonzalez and Matthew Judon. Patriots still have Bill Belichick. They still have a defensive identity. So I think it's going to be tough. I think turnovers could be a big problem here for Washington. Commanders have lost 2 in a row. They have lost 5 of 6. They lost by 7 to Philadelphia at home, lost by 7 to the Giants on the road. Those are divisional games. They beat Atlanta on the road by 8, but then they lost to Chicago by 20 at home, lost to Philly by 3 on the road, lost by 34 to Buffalo at home. Yes, they beat Arizona. Yes, they beat Denver, but since then they've won 1 game. And look, the Patriots have been equally as bad, losing to Dallas, New Orleans, Vegas, and Miami, and then beating Buffalo. But that's a lot different. The Patriots have played a much higher caliber. Yes, the Eagles are very good. They've played the Eagles twice. Buffalo as well. But Arizona, Denver, Chicago, Atlanta, New York Giants, no. I'm not. I don't think this Washington team is all that great, and they just traded away their 2 best defensive players. I mean, what's that locker room going to be like since trading away Chase Young and Montez Sweat? I mean, those are 2 monster pieces of that defensive front, and they traded them away. That signifies to me that this team wants to lose. This team's going to punt. The Patriots haven't done the same thing. They're trying to see who they can, build with and build on. Patriots minus 2.5. DraftKings has this under 3. I like it minus 2.5, minus 118. Patriots minus 2.5 at home to win and cover against the Washington Commanders. And finally, my own personal parlay. My personal teaser. I am taking the Ravens from 6 down to a pick. It could be 6.5 down to a half. It's the same play. Ravens, I think, will beat Seattle, but I'm not sure they cover the number. It's 6 or 6.5. It concerns me. I'm very worried about that. I'd rather pull it down and just take it money line basically on the Ravens. And the Bills are playing on the road at Cincinnati. I think that's a 1-score game, 3 or 7 points, one way or the other. You can take it at 2.5. You can take it up to 8.5. Buffalo plus 8.5 on the other side. we're taking a pick for the Ravens, minus 120, 1.2 units down on that. Gives us some action on Sunday Night Football. Gives us some action on a pretty good game in the early slate with the Ravens and Seattle. Looking forward to that one. But I think the Ravens win the game, just not sure they cover the number. So Ravens down to a pick, and I am going to the Bills plus 6.5 for 1.2 units. Now, those are the three plays in the NFL. One play, I'll give you a lean. I think you could parlay both Vegas and the Devils together for a money line parlay. It's plus 135. You can bet that. I'm going to bet that, but I'm not going to make it official because I'm nervous about Vegas. Vegas destroyed Colorado last night. Destroyed them at home. It was insane. I mean, I didn't see it coming. They shut him out. They blew him out. At last look, it was 7-0. Like, that's ridiculous. This is Colorado. Vegas is 11-0-1 on the year. The Bruins lost at home yesterday to the Detroit Red Wings. So the last undefeated team in the NHL is the defending champs, and this is a record here. They haven't lost a game in regulation yet. Like, this is Wowsville here, okay? But the Ducks are really good at home, and the Ducks are arguably the hottest team in hockey outside of the Knights. So it's a hard pick against to say Vegas, go ahead and jump on it because I'm not positive, okay? What I do think is that the under is a good bet. Why? Vegas is on a back-to-back. Game played once already in Vegas, 4-1 final for Vegas. I don't mind a puck line bet either on the Vegas Golden Knights, but Vegas is going to lose at some point, all right? And this might be the game they lose. This could be the game they lose, all right? Out of nowhere, back-to-back, Sunday afternoon game, or Sunday at Sunday afternoon, 1 o'clock game. So, an afternoon slate after you play here in Vegas. It's currently 10 o'clock Pacific time. Their game just got over, then get on a plane, and they're going to fly to Anaheim. It's only a 45-minute flight, but you got to fly, get your hotel room, go to bed, get up, skip morning skate, and then go play again, okay? So I'm a little bit concerned about that, and I think there's a chance to jump on the under here. It's 6.5 at minus 120. I think both games could go under. I like the Devils and the Blackhawks under. I like the Golden Knights and the Ducks to go under. You want to bet the Grand Salami under as well here. I think we're looking at unders in both these games. I think Vegas can win. I think New Jersey can win. Don't really want to bet the puck line on either one, but it's plus money on both, plus 110 and plus 136. Don't hate it, but you're backing road teams in tough spots because the Devils won't have Jack Hughes. So that's scary. So I think you look at the under in that game, under for Devils and the Blackhawks, under for the Golden Knights and the Ducks. But also I think puck line Golden Knights, puck line Devils, and then a parlay if you want of Devils and the Golden Knights together is plus 135. The official play, though, will be the Golden Knights and the Anaheim Ducks under. It's going to be backup goaltenders. Okay, that's definitely one you're like, but John Gibson's going for the Ducks. He's been pretty good at home. He's lost both games, 3-1 and 3-2, but he's only given up 5 goals in 2 games at home so far this season. That's pretty good. So I think we ride John Gibson. Obviously, the Golden Knights, Aiden Hill played last night for Vegas, so we're going with backup goaltenders for both teams. But look, Logan Thompson's been very good for the Golden Knights. He's 5-0 with a 2.17 goals against average. So it's not like there's a big drop-off here for Vegas. I don't think Logan Thompson's going to be horrible and give up a bunch of goals here. And all of a sudden we're going, oh my gosh, this is horrible. He's played 3 games on the road. He's 3-0 with a 2.27 goals against average. Logan Thompson's a very good goaltender for the Golden Knights. He could be a number 1 for many teams. On the road so far this year, he's 3-0. 4-1, 5-3, 4-3. 2-1 to the puck line, 3-0 on the money line on the road. I do think Vegas wins, but the back-to-back makes it a little bit scary just given tired legs and team that might be just getting, at some point they're going to lose. The Bruins lost last night. At some point, the team's going to lose. Officially under 6.5 for 1.2 units. All right. 4 bets for us. More to come. I will give you the Wong teaser and player props coming up during the live stream at noon Eastern on the BettingPros YouTube channel. Once again, we're going the Dolphins plus 1.5, the Patriots minus 2.5 at minus 118, Buffalo plus 8.5, Ravens money line teaser, and the under 6.5 for Vegas and Anaheim here in the NHL. My name is Matt Perrault. Talk to you guys at noon Eastern on the BettingPros YouTube channel for our live stream for Week 9 of the NFL. You guys can follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt every single morning. The Daily Juice podcast was being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.